Hello there. Thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and boy, look at this. Jump blues singer and shouter Jimmy Witherspoon, also known as Spoon, right in the middle of his late 40s, early 50s chart run of 5 top 10 R&B hits. And that would be for this poster, 1952. And then the opening act, Lloyd Glenn. I don't think he's even an opening act. He's just getting less prominence on the poster, but heavens, no slouch himself. For heaven's sake, these guys both had #1 R&B hits leading up to this poster, so both very solid acts. And there we have the top venue information, printed in red in this case. It does say Sunday, March 30th, the Richmond Auditorium, in this case Richmond, California, which is just north of Berkeley and a couple of cities up from Oakland in the San Fran Bay Area. Dancing from 9 until 1 a.m., and then a completely localized line that we can't really make heads nor tails of over half a century later, but it says, presented by your E&F Sunday Swing Session. And then you've got the main body portion of this, tour blank poster that went throughout the tour, however short or long it was. And isn't this mint green color really unusual? I just love this. You just never see this color used on poster. It's very unusual. And down below, as you can see, the bottom half of the poster is just the straightforward Jimmy Witherspoon and his band, and Lloyd Glenn and his band. And you've got that picture of Spoon, not Glenn for some reason, no room, but rather unusual framing job for the picture. They got sort of stylized with, half of the frame filled in, the other sort of blank white, so interesting. And then we get to the meat of the poster right there, and as you can see, it does say, "Hear Jimmy sing his latest, The Wind is Blowing." And when they say his latest, they weren't kidding. It hadn't entered the charts yet. It would enter just a couple of weeks after this, but it did go to top 10 rhythm and blues, so that's pretty cool. But for some reason, they only have one Spoon song title. They chose not to give him any retroactive love, if you will. I mean, in 1949, he had 4 top 5 rhythm and blues hits, including the numero uno, Ain't Nobody's Business. So that would have moved some tickets to have a #1 on here, but I always speculate that when a artist moves on with his record labels, the new labels probably make a request that the old labels' stuff is not put on the poster. But for heaven's sake, you're here to sell tickets, not records. And you would think with a #1 on there, he'd certainly sell a few more seats or whatnot, but who knows? That's just purely speculation, by the way. I have no evidence to back that up or anything. On the other hand, Lloyd Glenn was on Swing Time Records for all of his charters, and so they freely were able to list, following my theory, which is just a theory, a couple of his oldies, which undoubtedly helped sell some tickets. And I guess for some reason they didn't need to use the word "hear." Again, it just says Lloyd Glenn sing. So carry over from the top little thing. Chickaboo, #1 R&B record from the previous year. Old Time Shuffle is a little shortened. It should be Old Time Shuffle Blues, and that was a top 5 rhythm and blues record from the year before that, 1950. And then you've got New Flying Home on there, which was a non-charting single from 1951 for Lloyd, on RPM Records, which is not Swing Time, is it? So, whoops, there goes my label theory out the window. Maybe, maybe not, who knows? It's just fun to speculate and try to guess reasons why. And finally, this poster was printed. It doesn't look like it at all because it's so early, but it was printed by Tillman Press. And that's in Oakland, California, just a hop, skip, and a jump down the bay there from Richmond, California, so that's very convenient. And interestingly, I'm sure you can't make it out, but it does have a really old address for Tillman on Market Street in Oakland, so that helps date the poster even further. But we do know it was 1952 for Spoon and Lloyd Glenn in mint green. Boy, you gotta love it with that red top too. It's nice, it's really nice and unusual. Okay, I'm going to jump in right here with a couple of more Spoon posters from later in the 1950s decade. First, this one from 1954, the New Era Club in Nashville, Tennessee. And as you can see, it says not 1, not 2, but 3 big weeks. Wow, beginning Friday, January 15th. And this one is rich in song titles. Really nice. There's 5 of them, but none of them are The Wind is Blowing from the previous poster, so that's fun. But it does have, nicely, his biggest hit and Spoon's only #1 record, Ain't Nobody's Business, which came from 5 years earlier. And then check out that bottom line, huh? I'm sure you noticed it. Fast floor shows nightly. How quaint is that? We all know what that sort of means, but I looked it up anyway for fun, and it's defined as a series of entertainments, singing, dancing, comedy, performed in a nightclub. So that's 54. Let's jump ahead another 2 years to 1956 in Paris, Kentucky. And this one's obviously a yellow one, black and yellow. And it's the American Legion Hall on Friday, October 5th. Give you an overview real quickly here first of this spoon from 56. And then that venue information, though, is fascinating on a number of levels. A 4-digit phone number for table reservations. Wow, 4 digits. And only $1.50 to get in. Wow. Now, Jimmy's previous genre, that as a blues shouter, of course, was sort of getting eclipsed by the arrival of rock and roll in early 56. And it was pretty much on the wane in the mid-50s. So notice how Jimmy is billed. Perhaps you saw it. Jimmy Witherspoon and his rock and roll band. Yeah, tapping into the new audience and the new trend and everything. So this one does have a couple of oddball song titles above and below his first name there. Failing by Degrees was a non-charting single 6 years old, and Sad Life was a non-charting single 3 years old. So who knows why they picked them or who picked them, but they're on there. And then there's an unusual poster printing credit at the bottom, Southern Poster Printing Company. Jimmy Witherspoon, thanks a lot for stopping by, and have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.